Hey, what's happening, YouTube? I'm gonna be making a video here. It's gonna be a whole bunch of short clips. I'll just piece them all together. I'm gonna be making a DIY water change system. I want to give 100% credit to my buddy Conway Stevens. This was his idea. I'm just gonna try to do a video of how it's all made. Right now, the step I'm doing is I'm cutting pieces of 3/4 inch pipe like this into 2-inch pieces, and then after I get those cut, I'll go to the next step. I got to do the same thing with some 1.25 inch pipe. After you cut these edges, you can see how they're all rough and stuff, so you're going to want to take and sand all these edges down, and you're going to want to take and clean the insides of the pipe too, where the burrs are around here. So you can use like a razor blade for that, or a file. So I'm just gonna finish cutting these, and then and the 1.25 inch, and then once we move inside, I'll show you how we're gonna put it all together and kind of what it's gonna look like. So this will be step 1. Stay tuned for step 2. Alright, we're back. This is what the manifold's gonna look like. Of course, it's not put together yet, but you guys get the kind of the gist of it. So we're just gonna go ahead and glue all the pieces, like these 3/4 inch pieces that we cut. We have them all sanded now. All the edges are nice and dressed up, so there's no burrs or anything inside. You can just run your finger in them to make sure there's nothing inside. And what these pieces are gonna do is they'll fit inside of here and inside of this valve, and they'll virtually disappear for the most part, and that's what's going to hold these two pieces together. So that's all we cut so far. When you're gluing these together, I use the just regular clear primer. So you're going to want to put primer over the whole piece, and then once that dries, you're going to use, I use the clear cement. Some people use the purple, it's fine. I just don't like looking at all the colors. So after that, you're gonna put your glue on one end of it, stick it in the piece, glue the other end, stick it in the other piece. And then you're gonna want to give it, I think it's like a 1/4 twist after you have them in, to make sure there's no air bubbles and the thing is seated right. And you're gonna want to hold on to it for a minute, because sometimes the pieces like to push apart. They get like a little hydraulic pressure that gets inside there from pushing the pieces together. They want to push apart, so you're going to want to hold on to them for a minute until they're tight. So when we come back, we'll have quite a bit of this whole manifold all glued together. Alright, I'll show you guys one connection here so you guys know how to do it. You just put your primer on till the whole thing is wet. You're going to get some on your fingers. You might want to wear gloves if your skin isn't, a little sensitive or something, but me working outside all the time, my hands are like leather, so it doesn't bother me too much. And that stuff dries pretty much right away. You should probably do this in a well-ventilated area, unless, you like getting lightheaded, which is fine. Like, I'm doing it inside. Not very ventilated. So if I start getting crazy, that's the glue talking. Just going to put a little bit of glue around the edge. You're going to want to put it in the fitting as well. Okay? You're just going to take these two pieces. You're going to push them together till they bottom out and give it a little bit of a twist. And then that's it. Then you can do, you already primered this end. So you're going to put glue on here, right? You're going to put glue in your valve, but make sure you don't get it too far in the valve so it doesn't gum up the ball inside. And you're going to push these together, 1/4 twist, and then I usually do this over cardboard or paper or something because it does drip. You can see there's some dripping going on. And then you're just going to leave that sit. That's one. I got 4 more to go, so when we get back, we'll do another connection. So you can see we got two of these done already. This is all glued together. So now this is going to be the bottom section, about the bottom 90. So we're going to prime this, prime in here, and then when the primer dries, you're going to glue here, glue in here, stick this together. Then you're going to prime in here, and you're going to glue and stick that together, and that's going to be this bottom 90 section. And then after we glue that on, we're going to glue this valve. We're going to prime it, glue it, and then we're going to glue this together. And then we're going to take and prime this, prime that, glue, and stick that together. So the next time you see it, we should have a good portion of the whole manifold built. You know, this bottom three sections. And then once we get the whole manifold built, then I'll explain why we're building it and how it's going to work in the tanks. This is only half of what we're doing, because there's still going to be U-tubes that we have to build that hang on the tanks. So once we get to that, I'll build a U-tube, and then we'll show you what it all looks like. So next time you see it, we'll have the manifold built. And one more quick clip here, just to prove that I don't work alone. The boss helps me. She's priming all the fittings that are left. And then once that dries, we'll glue the rest of it together. Once we get this manifold together, I'll tell you how it's all supposed to work. Stay tuned. Alright, we're back. Now we're going to put the hose barbs in. I was going to show you, I use Teflon tape. Make sure you always put the tape on in the direction that it threads in. If you don't do that, the tape wants to actually unravel when you screw the piece in. So you just make it so it's only one coating. You don't have to wrap it super a lot. And then you're just going to take and screw that into your pieces. And I'll of course tighten all these later, but you get the gist. Now I'm going to do the rest of all of the barbs, and then you'll see the finished product. Well, it'll be done when we come back. Alright, so now we're making the U-tubes. I cut these 3/4 inch pieces 2 inch long like we did earlier in one of the other clips. Those are going to get glued in between the 90s. These are just slip 90s. So then you're going to take, and however long the tubes have to be once they hang in the tank, you'll have to do that measurement on your own depending on your tank. You're just going to slip that piece in, and then on this end it's a slip, and it's a 3/4 inch thread on this end, and then I just use the hose barb again that's going to screw into that. And when they're done, they look like this. So it's just going to hang in the tank. This is going to be on the outside. This hose is going to go to the manifold. This will be inside. I'm going to have to get some type of a strainer thingy bob that I'll screw into here so we don't suck up any small fish or whatever. That'll be something I have to try to hunt down and try to find a piece for that. And the manifold is done. You guys can see it. So in essence, what's going to happen is this manifold will be on the floor or wherever, and this will be hanging in the tank, right? So you'll have a piece of plastic hose that goes from here to this valve, and then you just open the valve, start your siphon with your pump, and it'll drain into here all the way down, and this will be the outlet that goes to the pump. And in my case, I have to pump all my water outside. So this will go plastic hose to the pump, and then from the pump outside. And then as the tank gets, you can do 4 tanks at a time with this setup. And I also made another offshoot on the back side that's got a 3/4 inch, like a faucet connection. That's where my python's going to go. So as I'm siphoning water out, I can also run the python by just opening this valve. I can run a python, do a gravel vac. When I'm done gravel vacuuming, shut this off, leave the other valves on, and as the tanks, on this particular setup, I'd be doing like a 40 breeder, 125, 125, and a 75. So of course the 40 breeder is going to be done draining first. I just close the valve, leave these other 3 open, As the 75 is done, close the valve, leave the two 125s to continue draining. Once they're all done draining, flip the valve, turn off the pump, close this valve. When you're ready to refill, you just take your pump hose off of here, put your fill hose on, open the valve, open all these again, start filling everything, and as they're full, shut the valves off. Like I said earlier, this is an idea that I got from Conway Stevens, so he gets 100% credit. I just wanted to make a video showing how it was built. Hopefully here I can make another video that will show this thing working, so you can see how it actually works as I'm doing a water change. But for now, that's it. I got to make 3 more of these. This one here is for a 40 breeder. The other one's for the 75s, and 125s are going to be a little longer, but not much. Then I'll have to make 3 or 2 more for the 210s and the 300 gallon, because those are going to be totally different. They'll have to be wider, deeper, whatever. So, but that's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If there's any questions, please, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. I'm trying my best with this Google Plus. It's kind of a joke, trying to reply to stuff. So, rate, comment, subscribe, and be sure to hit up Conway Stevens' YouTube channel, and please check out our Aquatic Support Systems Facebook page. And happy fish keeping, everybody. Thanks for watching.